Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building.
Oh, guys.
will.i.am and Taboo. Welcome, fellas.
What's up?
How you feeling?
Oh, it's good to be here. Good to see you.
Man, y'all got the new record out, East L.A.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that, man.
I'm sorry. I
it's
love
hard.
it.
Thank you.
It's a vibe.
Thank you.
No, it's
You
hard.
know,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Appreciate
the love.
Obviously, we sampled Carlos Santana, so thank you for clearing that. It's been sampled a bunch, but there's a part in the song where he says, Maria fell in love with East LA. So I just wanted to highlight that part of the song and shout out the community that's being hit pretty hard by the ICE raids. And what's beautiful about that is I also got a text from Wyclef saying he's a producer of the song. Like, yo, let me get a clip of the video so I can post that. So that meant a lot. But just what's going on in our communities is pretty harsh. And I'm all for, making sure our borders are safe. But it's just inhumane to go after anybody that looks Latin, that, there's people that have been detained that are residents and citizens. There was a person who served in our military that has been detained. And I just think that's a pretty, bad execution that took a good idea and turned it into a bad idea. Because they could have been going out to making sure our communities are safer by apprehending, criminals. But to go after hardworking folks, people that are working 2 to 3 jobs to keep, food on their table, their kids going off to 4-year colleges. I know this firsthand because of the my program, my foundation, the work that we do, getting kids to go off to 4-year colleges. We've witnessed, the fear that's been instilled in our neighborhood. So we just wanted to lift up the vibration and celebrate the community.
And also as Angelinos, born and raised in East Los Angeles, his mom went to Roosevelt High School, my mom went to Garfield, so there was always this beautiful rivalry. But at the end of the day, it was about uniting and bringing East LA together and standing in solidarity with those folks that, that are crying out for help, justice.
So what does East LA mean to both of you personally? Like, is this record more of a tribute? Is it a time capsule, or is it something else?
Well, for me, it's a thank you. It's a I see you. I love you. I have a lot of just beautiful memories there. I was born and raised there. Spent 25 years of my life there in the projects dreaming. Was able to move my family, and we migrated out of the projects. But I still, loved my neighborhood. My program, I got a robotics program right in the middle of the projects that I'm from. My after school program is right down the street from that. My aunt still works at the homeless shelter there. My uncle still works at the park, keeping the kids off the streets. So although we moved out of the projects, we're still in the heart of the community. So East LA is like an ongoing dialogue of commitment, dedication to, change the vibration of the neighborhood.
And for me as a native Mexican kid from LA, it means a lot to be able to not only give back to the community in a sense of championing the idea of solidarity and oneness, but also to be able to rap in Spanish or Spanglish. Like that was dope for us, using slang specifically from East LA or Ball Heights, really loving the vibration and the frequency that is the color and the texture of East Los Angeles. And that's why the video is so colorful.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You said something earlier that a lot of people don't necessarily say. You were saying that you're not mad if they're taking criminals off the street, taking people that are doing bad things off the street. But there has to be a process and a procedure to do it and to figure out the good from the bad. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like, you remember during COVID, they did a really good job making sure everybody got swabbed, making sure everybody got vaccinated. And specifically in Los Angeles.
They kind of forced it on most people, but.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different subject.
Yeah.
But there was like a where you volunteered and drove to the nearest stadium or the arena to get swabbed and vaccinated. And a lot of the folks that did that, not a lot, portion of the folks that did that were undocumented.
Mm-hmm.
So they know where the undocumented people actually live.
Mm.
They got all the information. But the way that they went about doing it is inhumane. There is a path that they could have taken to boost our economy by turning undocumented folks to documented folks, because these folks that have these jobs, income taxes are taken from their paycheck. And people in Beverly Hills and Brentwood, they know their services are needed.
Mm.
Altadena and Malibu and Palisades burnt down. In reconfiguring these neighborhoods, they know the value of these people's services. And so I just think the way they went about it is horribly wrong. There could have been a better tactic that, gave people dignity, gave them the opportunity to become citizens, just the way other countries do.
Mm-hmm.
Just a blanket, just go into a neighborhood, mass people, right? In unmarked vehicles. You're inciting kidnapping because there's no way to be able, like, who was that person?
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even describe them.
Mm-hmm.
What car was that? Well, you wouldn't even know if that was a government vehicle. I just think the tactic was just poor.
Mm.
And it doesn't reflect America's best. It doesn't reflect, that sounds like a third world country.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like America.
I agree.
Why was West Side Story the right song to sample for this record?
Oh, because it's at East LA.
Because that part that's in East LA, yeah.
That's the part. I just love that part. And he said it with so much emotion, and I just wanted to just highlight that part.
Yeah.
I wanted to highlight, and Carlos Santana has always been a hero in the Chicano community, me growing up.
Mm-hmm.
His brother did an awesome song. Shout out to Kid Frost for sampling his brother's record. And I salute Carlos Santana once again for clearing that record.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was beautiful to have like the musical transitions from the trio, which we're used to in East Los Angeles. When you're on a date or you're doing something with family, you see trios in restaurants, and then to go.
What is that, Taboo? I don't know what that is.
Trio is like a three.
Oh, the guitar?
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
Got you.
So that frequency that you first hear, that's a trio, and there's three dudes playing, usually at restaurants or at different events, and then to be able to have it go into a transition of a cumbia, but the undertone of a hip hop bop, as you said, like it's really dope.
Yeah.
What's the was it Kumbaya? What did you say?
Cumbia.
He did
What's
not
that?
say
A
kumbaya.
cumbia is a style of music that originated out of Colombia, and then a lot of Central American countries have adopted it. The Mexicano cumbia is really awesome. It's popular, but originated in Colombia. It's like a it's like this rhythm. It's like reggaeton is and trap has its signature rhythm. There's all these house obviously has their four on the floor, but a cumbia is on the percussive. That's a signature rhythm throughout every cumbia. And so we wanted to go from a trio to a cumbia because that's what growing up in East LA felt like. I grew up in a predominantly Mexican neighborhood, which was beautiful.
I heard you was the only black family there.
There was there was the Hamers. There were.
We don't know these people. Well, he's
He's saying who they were. He's counting on his hand how many people.
There's a Hammer family, the Rose family, the Walkers, my family, which is pretty
Iams?
large. No, Canes.
Okay.
The Canes. And Clifford. There's about 5 black families in our neighborhood. But to all the Mexicans, it was just one black family. You know what I mean? And it was beautiful. It was beautiful growing up there.
People say, you said that people tell you that you're not from East LA, but you're from Boyle Heights. What's the difference?
So
For those who don't know.
growing up, East LA was East LA. But then they like 20 years ago, they specified we from Boyle Heights. And Boyle Heights Boyle Heights is, just east of downtown, but not as east as East LA. And these two schools, I think, really, define the rivalry between East LA and Boyle Heights, Roosevelt and Garfield. There's a lot of as far as the vibe, it's the same. As far as but the high schools, the gangs are totally different.
Yeah.
But to Eastsiders, it's all one thing. But then there's a lot of people that's gonna be watching this, so I have to be super careful to be like, Willie's Boyle Heights, fool. Don't be giving separating us or saying we're all together. But right now we all together. Right now we all together, right?
I want to ask, we talk about, black and the Latin culture a lot, especially in New York, right? It's different. It's more Puerto Rican and Dominicans, right? And
he's Dominican, but
I'm not Dominican. I'm black. He says I'm Dominican.
You
I'm
look
black.
Dominican.
Everybody says that. I'm black. Sorry. I'm not. I'm fully black. I'm fully black. But growing up, it was kind of like, it was, when I say us versus them, and not us as in, it was the blacks, Puerto Ricans, and Dominicans. We stood together. We stuck together, right? We clubbed. We partied together. It was against. So it's nothing to hear somebody Puerto Rican say nigga. That's my nigga. That's the other. So a Mexican OT recently said that people had a problem with it. It's different here because we didn't grow up with the Mexican community. We grew up with Puerto Rican and Dominicans. So say Fat Joe saying nigga was never a problem. J-Lo saying it, we didn't think, oh my God. It was how we grew up, especially in Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, whatever. How was it growing up in LA? Because people were disturbed by it at one time, but I'm like, that might be the same thing as how we grew up here.
It depends. Like Norteños, they say they drop N-bombs all the time.
Northerners, northern people from
Yeah, he was like,
north.
Norteños. I was like, I don't know who
People from
Norteños
the
is.
north.
So
the North.
Northern
North side,
California,
Northern
like
California,
Vallejo, and Richmond, and they N-bomb all the time.
Sureños.
Southern Cali, they don't really do that. Our manager Polo, he be dropping it crazy. He ain't here though. Thank God.
Polo's Mexican.
Polo's Mexican,
Okay.
Yeah. So it all depends on which part of California you talk about. But because there's more Black and Latin communities in Northern California, where it's tightly knit together, I could see why that has like a tolerance. In Southern California, there has been a division between Blacks and Latins, highly because of prisons. So the prisons have separated Blacks and Latins, and so there was like this notion that, wow, you survived. How did you survive being one of the only Black families in all Mexican neighborhood? For me, it was awesome. There's a lot of Black people in Southern California that probably had a tougher time. But for my family, it was, and the other Black families in our neighborhood, and Aliso Pico, Aliso Village, it was awesome.
And Taboo?
Well, growing up in Dogtown Projects, which is close to where he grew up, and then I moved to Rosemead, California, it was predominantly Asian and Mexican. So we didn't really have to worry about that. It was more like, the Mexican-Asian war, because it was heavy in the 80s, like the Huachings versus like Bartlett Street, or, all these gangs that were in the San Gabriel Valley. But I always knew that, there was like this divide and this separation. So when Black Eyed Peas was formed, it was like, hip hop brought us together. It was not a cultural thing. It's not like, Tab's Native American and Mexican, and Will's Black and Apple's Filipino. It's more like, we hip hop kids. We grew up on De La and Tribe. So that whole essence of just like, standing together for hip hop, b-boying, MCing, it was that thing. So that the word was never really like a thing for us. It was like,
But you had in your neighborhood, you got a lot of flack.
Because I hung out with
the Blacks.
With the Blacks.
They'll be like, hey, the fool hangs out with the Blacks.
Oh yeah, so my son's mom, Josh, my oldest son, his mom was Black.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of flack, like, hey, you're living a taboo lifestyle. You have a Black girlfriend.
That's where the name came from?
Yep.
That's
the taboo lifestyle, yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, well, if I'm living a taboo lifestyle, I am taboo.
Yeah.
So then that whole energy came about, like, I'm down with the Blacks, I'm down with the Filipinos, down with the Mexicans, the Asians, and that's that connection that I had growing up.
Yeah. How does like when you talk about East LA and y'all are mentioning all of the different types of music that y'all were influenced by that went into this record, how did that show up in y'all musical identity before?
So if you listen to like songs like Que Dices on our first album, if you listen to like songs like Latin Girls on our third album, or people that we've collaborated with like Juanes and Joan Sebastian,
Debbie Nova,
or if you Sergio Mendez, if you see records on like Translation, where we went and dove into like reggaeton, or when I collaborated with Daddy Yankee like on his first record, we've always been like fusing Latin rhythms. Like our bio was in 1998 was like, why is Black Eyed Peas different? We were like, we infuse Latin rhythms because of our upbringings. Like you could Google it. But yeah, if Google has it.
and it was dope being able to drop Spanish verses back then.
Yeah.
So I was dropping like we did a song called Release. And I was like, es así, sí así, música es para ti, párate, si tú quieres entender, muévele para hombre y mujer. Así es, eso es, ahora sí puedes ver. Mírame, voy a hacer lo que vas a conocer. Esto es all for you. Spanish tongue is speak it true. So that was like...
You been talking that shit, Ted.
You don't know what he said. What he said? I could have said, this shit sucks, this fucking show...
He's saying it.
We would always be like, yo, Tab, like...
Right.
Yo, you gotta dig in, you gotta go in your Latin bag, bro, on this one. Like, let's really like hone into our individualities,
Facts.
our cultural differences. Like you the Latin native dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm the black dude from an all Mexican neighborhood. Apple's like super Filipino, straight from the Philippines. They only been speaking English for like 20 minutes. And that's why Black Eyed Peas is like super international.
Y'all just let Fergie just be white. Like, she just be white.
This before we even met. Before we met Fergie. And so, Black Eyed Peas, Stop. That's the way she said it. That was funny. But our biggest audience outside of we have more success in Mexico than the States.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, we could play, like, multiple stadiums at our height. We was playing at Azteca Stadium.
Yep.
We was playing stadiums all throughout El Salvador and,
Colombia,
Guatemala, Chile.
Brazil.
Wow.
Yep.
Uruguay, Paraguay, Venezuela. Like, yeah, like, that's where we would go to those places. That's the reason why the only stadium we played in America was in Miami. We didn't play no stadiums in the States.
Really?
At the height of our career.
At the
At the height of our career, we never played a stadium in America.
That's
just
crazy.
in Miami.
Yeah, that's
in our mind, Black Eyed Peas was just big, and that's all y'all did was stadiums.
Yeah. Outside of America.
Wow.
I don't know why. I could have sworn they did the Garden. They
Like
did.
all-
No,
we did.
Arenas.
We did
Arenas.
arenas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arena is like 20,
MetLife.
30,000. Stadiums is 80, 100,000.
Yeah. So no MetLife, none of those.
No, we didn't do that. Just in Miami.
But we was able to do 83,000 in France.
Three times.
Three times in a row.
Yeah, Japan.
Yeah.
Korea.
Did that bother you that you were able to do it there and not necessarily here? Did you want to do it here or you didn't care? Success, it didn't matter to you.
No. That can't nitpick. Be like, no.
Because some people want to do home. Like I want home like that.
Home is Earth.
Okay.
And we've always had.
I got you.
It's true. We've always had the mentality like Apple's from the Philippines. Our goal is let's perform in the Philippines.
Yeah.
We got to go back to Apple's motherland. So it meant international. The idea was we are going to take this international.
Yeah.
Will, being one of the only black people growing up in that Mexican community and Taboo, getting flack, I guess, from your own community about, being with a black woman. Did y'all have any identity issues growing up?
No. Hip hop did a really good job. That was like, hey, Willie rap, dog. Hey, rap about the neighborhood, they saying. Or like, hey, that fucker dance is dope, fool. And so, because...
Do they get mad at your accent?
What was the last one?
Not even, homes. They're like, hey, that fool gets it, dog. You come to all the kind of side of fucking parties with us, home. But like, that's how I talk growing up. Like, and that's how I talk growing up. If you would have seen me 15 years old, like, hey, that's what it was. Huh?
What did your mother and pop say when you came home talking like that?
Oh, my mom. What you talking about? My mom talks like that.
Well,
My mom don't talk like that. Hey, what are you talking about? Envy. No.
What about your cousins?
Oh,
who
so
was in the hood, and you came around with the head home.
So I just took my mom. We had every summer. My mom comes with me to Europe on tour for the past like 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just there. We were in Turkey and France this summer. So my mom's like, "Hey Willie, look, I got some pictures." So my mom's showing me pictures. I'm like, "Where's that?" She's like, "That's Mireya's quinceañera." I'm like, "Wait, when was Mireya's quinceañera?" Willie, that was last week. I'm like, why didn't I go and perform at it? Willie, because y'all was out here. So a quinceañera, for those that's listening, is like a Latin
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. So, my cousin wanted to make sure her daughter had a quinceañera because she's half black, half Mexican. A lot of my nieces and nephews and cousins are half black, half Mexican. And half black, half Mexican, they end up looking Dominican.
Just got one?
I call it homemade Dominican.
Homemade Dominican?
Yeah, so we got homemade Dominican.
Yes.
In our neighborhood. Like, so a lot of my cousins look like you. You ain't Dominican,
yes,
but
he is.
I'm not Dominican. I'm black.
they look like, you know what I mean? They look like
Yeah.
El Alfa.
Just married a Mexican man.
I did.
You did?
Yes.
You look like my cousin Trisha.
Okay. Thank you.
Kinda,
Yeah.
y'all could look like sisters. But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. My daughter is Mexican and black.
That's dope.
Dope.
Yeah, so I have a homemade Dominican.
You got a homemade Dominican.
That's what's up.
That's a dope mix.
You can't have a homemade Dominican because Chris ain't Dominican.
No.
You just listen to the story?
Huh?
Black and Mexicans, they kids look like Dominican, therefore they're homemade.
Yeah, homemade,
Oh.
Charlamagne.
So Envy might be homemade then.
I'm not Dominican.
Oh, no, because your daddy's Dominican. Yeah, your daddy's
Black.
Dominican. You're
My
right.
daughter-
No, and here's the reason why. If you think about like what's that island on the other side of DR is Haiti. So people look like us.
Got you.
Yeah.
And so obviously if you have any African descendant, this not gonna go right to the Dominican
It's all right.
community. They're gonna be like, we're not African descendants. We're not black. Which is a different
Conversation.
But if you unpack it all, they, ancestors look like me, and
Got you.
we look alike.
Yeah.
We could be in the same family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Envy, have you guys noticed ice out here like the way it is in LA?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Not
Absolutely.
like LA though.
No, not like LA, but yeah,
not
you
like
see
LA.
him you see him over in Jersey heavy. In Jersey heavy, you see it
That's
like
Puerto Ricans and Dominicans?
Dominicans, yeah. You see it and they're all online and they'll send out a text, hey, just let you know ICE is in Patterson today. ICE is in this town, ICE is in this town, and they running up grabbing
Envy
people.
never used to let people know he not Dominican more than he do now. Before he used to kind of embrace it.
He's a liar.
That's a fact.
Yo,
He
he's
did
a
a whole
liar.
interview with TMZ and the headline is like, I am black. I'm like, what? I'll show you the headline. Like, I am black.
That's because of him. Side note, he plays around all the time. He says I'm Dominican. He was even going to say, I'm going to do a ride along and call ICE to see if they grab you. Like, he was going to do that.
DJ Envy confirms he's 100% black. Why?
Because you keep saying I'm Dominican. That's why.
Why?
You keep saying
What reason?
You have people
What's the
believing
point
that
of that?
he's not.
I want a Dominican award too, but I'm not Dominican. I'm black.
I want a Dominican award.
I don't get it.
That's
But
funny.
what about you, Taboo? Did you have any identity issues?
So growing up in Los Angeles is a mosaic of cultures. So I just felt comfortable moving through understanding and loving and appreciating learning about all these different cultures. Growing up, dude, I'm Native and Mexican. So on one end, my grandmother was connected to the Jerome roots, which is the Native side. And on another end, I got my Mexican Chicano roots, right? Growing up in LA. So it was a tough, heavy lift to like bring other nationalities to the house sometimes. But at the end of the day, it was like, this is who I am, and so I'm gonna live this taboo lifestyle. If people rock with it or not, it's all good. This is who I am. I stand on business.
Yeah.
You know what's dope too? Like I'll be reading the comments on YouTube, and there's a couple of people that are like, "Hey Willie, your mom your mom raised me at the park. Your mom took care of,
Yeah.
That's dope.
So my mom in the projects was the mom that took care of people's kids. And so there's a lot of people that are on that when I travel out there, when I'm out in the streets, when I'm on the comments, on the videos that are like, your mom took care of me, your mom raised me, your mom helped raise my kids. And so the love in the community was real. The only time I wouldn't say it was an identity issue. My mom was real strict growing up. Like I couldn't really go outside and play too far from where she could in line of sight. And so, and then a lot of my friends growing up, their parents were kind of like, free willy. They could go out and do whatever they wanted. And so I would always be like, damn, my mom was mean. I wish my mom was like Andy's mom. I wish my mom was like Lalo's mom. But now that I got older, I'm so happy that my mom was strict. Rest in peace, Lalo.
Rest in peace.
That I grew up with. But yeah, my mom was strict, and they would be like, "Where you going, Willie? Your mom told you to get a switch, huh?" So my mom would be like, "Go get a switch." She'll make sure that I went and got a switch by where people were playing.
I thought that was just some down south shit.
No. We was born. My mom was born in the South.
Okay.
She was born in Louisiana. My grandma was born in Picayune, Mississippi, and then brought a lot of that Southern, raising, how she disciplined us. She kept that in ongoing, and how she raised us. She'd be like, "Willie, get your butt out there and go give me a switch from over there where they at." And so I had to go get a switch. Hey, your mom's gonna hit you, huh? And your mom's mean, huh? So they would follow me just to go see me get disciplined.
Damn.
Damn.
And then the ill thing about it, if you picked the wrong switch, like you came
Go
back with
back and
go
give
back
me
and get
another
another one.
Yeah.
That taught you a lot about consequences and accountability, though, at a very young age.
Yeah.
Now that's considered abuse.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
different time
Now.
period. Speaking about moms, my mom sent us a nice text about the song. She said, "I'm proud of you and Willie taking it back to the neighborhood. My memories of growing up in East LA start with the music playing loud and watching Chicano culture evolve and take over the streets.
Wow.
I never thought that my son would bring the music to my childhood neighborhood. Love you forever, Mom."
Wow.
And my mom's
Wow.
mom's text was, "I cannot believe I made a trailblazer, a waymaker, an influencer, and innovator. That's my Willie." So,
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like a Willie too, man.
huh?
You do look like a Willie.
He said, huh?
No, sorry.
I'm like,
Crazy.
But what took y'all so long to create a song, I guess, paying homage to this particular community?
that's a really good question.
It is.
I tell you. So, if up until this point, if you did a record, it would be gang alignment. Like my neighborhood is, we know the gang in the neighborhood, and I didn't want to make like a record that could be misconstrued, and we misconstrued as like gang alignment. I didn't want to make a record that was like street, and celebrating, the conditions of life. And so now the record is about, it's urgent. Like we'll have songs like Latin Girls, we'll have songs that shout out, the lifestyle of where we were raised. But it was all fantasy music. So using your imagination. Most people want to keep it real, live in reality. I wanted to stay fantasy. I wanted to make music that was like different from, the conditions of life. Like I don't want to relive that. And so music, especially De La Soul, Tropical Quest, that was escape from my reality. And I think if I look at, that was a heavy question because it makes you reflect on like, hey, why didn't we do that? Why didn't we have like an East LA record in 1998, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002? I think it's been 2 decades. plus. So why now? And the reason now is because the urgency and the need for, changing the vibration and, thanking the community and at the same time letting the community know that we got your back. There's a lot of folks that don't want to speak up because there's a lot of politics on speaking up. There's a lot of folks that that remain silent because of, like, what is it going to mean? There's a lot of, you don't know who owns what. You could be signed in a contract, you could be doing something with a certain organization, and that organization owns things. You don't know who owns what. And so for that, like, we've already had a career, and now's the time to do that. If there was a time, it'll be right now, more so than then.
And I would also add that we are from the cloth of, like, Self-Destruction, Boogie Down Production, Miss Melody, Dougie Fresh, MC Light, all that era. And then we're all in the same game on the West Coast with Young MC, Eazy-E, that record. So we've always been pillars of activism, but movement with, like, songs like Where's the Love, right?
Got you.
Where we advocate for people that may not have the same platform that we have. And in this situation, it was raza. It was people that we grew up with. It was the voices that didn't have the platform. And it was our love letter to our childhood, but also to stand in solidarity with those people.
Also, you could talk about the community, or you could be about the community and go to the community and bring solutions to the community. So I'm more solution orientated. Like, I don't have to talk about the community to go out there and have success, come back to the community and build robotics programs, college prep programs. And then during COVID, when we realized that when people were working from home, when they were educating themselves from home, they didn't have access to the internet, go back to the community, provide free Wi-Fi for the projects so kids could, learn from their home. Because we realized that they were putting themselves in harm's way when they had to go up to, an area where they had free Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
so
Starbucks or just a Taco Bell, any place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we brought, so my foundation, in collaboration with WeLink, brought, free Wi-Fi to the projects. And so you could talk about it or you could do about it. And so we always wanted to do about it. And now it's time to talk about it and do about it at the same time.
That's dope. I did the same thing in South Carolina. Same exact thing during COVID.
That's dope.
Because I usually do, like, the book bag drives and everything, but, like, during that time, I'm like, yo, all of these kids are having to go to, like, fast food restaurants to get Wi-Fi, and so I did the same exact thing. Got Wi-Fi for this, the Colony House of Projects in Columbia, South Carolina.
And then the visual that goes along with it as well, like even your heartfelt message at the end. Well, I thought that was really dope because specifically, Boyle Heights have been, like, they've been going through a lot, you know, with the LAPD officer shootings and everything like that. I don't know if y'all heard, but it was an unfortunate death. Rest in peace to Jeremy Flores. He and his family, they underwent like some crazy trouble, right? With somebody called the police on him because he was driving a white van, and they said that he had a rifle, and then the police came and they killed him. You know what I mean? Like, so this is a great tribute to them, and just this song just alone, the visual as well shines light on East LA and some of those projects and communities, because they really, really need like some healing right now.
Yeah.
So this what y'all doing is great. Now, is this a Black Eyed Peas song or a will.i.am and Taboo song?
It's will.i.am and Taboo.
Okay.
We struggle with that. Like, is this Black Eyed Peas?
Oh yeah. When we first,
And I'm like, hey, why don't we do something that we haven't done, where, we know what Voltron's like, but if we could, like, highlight different clusters of what we are collectively, that means a Tab and Apple song will come, a me and Apple song, doing it like that on this next phase. But I'm in solo mode. I have records coming out. And I wanted to put out as much human-made music as possible. because
AI taking over like that? Damn.
well, it's really dope.
Yeah.
The AI
Yeah.
stuff is
It's so crazy.
yeah. So I want to.
That sounds crazy to even say.
Yeah.
I want to make as much human-made
Human-made.
music as possible.
Yeah.
Damn.
How do you feel? People got on Timberland when he signed his first AI artist, and people were mad and said, "You're taking the jobs from regular artists, taking the creativity away, taking the fact." What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's the way the environment, the proximity of what Timberland was around as he was doing the AI music. So if a couple years before that, he was, wanting to sign people by having them submit music. And then the thing that he signed is an AI and not a human. I could see why that ruffled feathers. Like, I thought you just did this campaign. And then the situation with the dude and the beat, there's a lot of noise around it. For example, we did some version of that where we're like, the new member of the Black Eyed Peas is an AI when we were about to do Vegas. But like I said, I think it's the proximity because he was adjacent to, like a call out, magnetizing the community to send music. And then the thing he signs is an AI. But other than that, if you remove that out of the way, it's no different of lending your voice to a cartoon. Like, for example, I did Madagascar 2, that hippo. Who's the hippo? I did a bird on Rio 1 and 2. What the hell is Pedro? So it's using your imagination and like building character. Mickey Mouse is the OG AI character. Outlived freaking Walt. So there's nothing wrong with, avatars or, alter egos. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just you got to be careful in the environment and the environment that you do it in.
And what happened with Vegas? Because you mentioned Vegas. The
Fires. I was affected by the fires, to be honest with you. I'm in Altadena, Pasadena area, and I was displaced for a long time. I didn't have a home.
Wow.
Facts.
Jeez.
Yeah. So we had we'll revisit that now that people are safe, people can live.
Yep.
Did you lose everything, or were you able to
I had to
some
get
things?
rid of internal damage was bad, so we had to get rid of everything. Internally, structurally, we were okay, but our surrounding area was devastated. So my
His
hearts
kids'
go out
schools.
to both of my sons' preschool burned down.
Damn.
So my heart goes out to Altadena, Malibu, Palisades, and all the people affected. Dude, our year started off fucked up. 2025. So to be able to come back in the summer and have healing, as you said, with this song and this whole idea of how can we be of service and help and do our part to advocate, like that's a blessing for us as well.
We mid-year, but I feel like it was 2 years so far.
I know.
It's crazy because I feel like culturally, LA is having such a great moment, right? Not a moment because y'all are LA, but like what Kendrick did culturally, but then it's like societally, the fires, ice raids. It's like God damn.
Yeah.
Yes,
What is 3252? I noticed that it's shouted in the song a couple times.
3252 is a section in LAFC where the community, they made, the team did an awesome job making a space for the community of Angelinos to really celebrate. They brought a tribal experience to sporting. The only place you actually find that is outside of the States, like Real Madrid or the Brazilian football team or Germany. You see this like a different level of fandom. That's tribal. So 3252, I wanted to shout that out because I go to the games, and that section is, a lot of the people from the community that I know. There's people like Boyle Heights. They got the Boyle Heights scarves and the Boyle Heights flags, or different Cudahy. The whole East Siders are there in the and the 3252,
Like
which is 3,552 seats.
Got you.
Is really what it is.
like
They
with the
made available.
Seahawks, how they have the 12th man, like that.
Okay.
Have you bounced back, Taboo, from your house?
We did, yeah.
Okay.
We moved in,
Thank God.
fortunately, but still we have 800 trash trucks taking the debris out. We probably won't be up and running as a community as far as like good for a couple of years. Some of the lots are being sold. Some of the lots are being taken over because they don't have insurance. Some of the people, you got to understand, bro, these are marginalized communities on the other side of Altadena. A lot of black families and Mexican families that didn't have, the proper insurance. They've been living there for years, and they were affected by the fires. And unfortunately, the city comes in and takes their home because they can't pay for that lot.
Dang.
Yeah.
Is this song gonna be part of a bigger project, or is this just like a one-off statement?
Oh no, it's part of my solo project.
Okay.
One of the three. So I got I got a all pop record. That's like big type of records. Then I got like a 90s influence boom bap record, and then I have just like a fusion project. This is the fusion project.
And I just saw that you collaborated with Mercedes.
Yeah.
He did it. He did that. I tried to get it for the last car show. I tried.
Oh, you did? Oh, you
I
tried?
tried.
Damn.
Yeah, so we got two pieces of technology inside Mercedes. One, the sound drive that takes all the sensor data
Yeah.
and aims that sensor data to a sound generation platform that allows a driver to remix, reimagine songs just by driving. And then I got this AI radio that's in Mercedes vehicles. And because of that, Qualcomm, we just partnered up with Qualcomm, and we, just married our systems onto chip. So they will get us in more OEM vehicles. So I go to India in 2 weeks to announce our partnership with 3 OEM auto manufacturers out there in India.
That's dope.
What's awesome is one of our kids that joined my program. There's a kid that comes from the same project as me. He joined my program when he was like in the 9th grade, 10th grade. He then went to school for computer science. He then graduated, and now he's like one of the in leadership implementing our systems in Mercedes. So I'm just really proud of his dedication, commitment, and we rely on him for his talents. But just go to show that people from the same projects can align and bring the best out of each other. So, really salute his growth and now leadership at the company. So
I love that you do that. That's really dope.
yeah.
Yeah, it's great. When I sit here and I listen to you and Taboo talk, man, then I think about the other members, Filipino, with all the different cultures in the group. How did y'all land on the name Black Eyed Peas? Because Black Eyed Peas is synonymous with black folks.
Yeah, that didn't come from this nigga.
Woo! And on that note, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You have it here. will.i.am, Tagoe.
How did y'all land on that name?
I just my grandma, she used to not force me, but like, boy, you ain't getting up off that table till you finished in Black Eyed Peas. And they would drive like, and I'm not a fan of Black Eyed
I love
Peas.
Black Eyed Peas.
I know,
Over some
I'm not
rice.
either, man.
Yeah, over rice is good. It's just some peas by itself. Like, sometimes it's good, but the way I had it growing up, it was aight. And so the green beans and Black Eyed Peas, when they get cold, I ain't trying to have that. And so my grandma would be like, you ain't getting up off that table till you finish the Black Eyed Peas. So for me, it just meant like, don't stop until you're done. Like, you can't get up until you finish something. And no matter how hard it is, no matter what it is, if you got a dream, if you were set to do something, you got to see it. You got to complete it. And it's good luck.
New Year's,
it's a good luck. And so good luck and, good vibes, what you magnetize and what you attract.
And also, Black Eyed Peas is soul food. And we always felt like our music feeds the soul.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it would have been weird being like, okay, because you're Mexican, let's name the group
Menudo, but they had that.
or beans and rice.
Yeah.
Nah,
Rice and beans ain't gonna work.
arroz con frijoles. Nah,
Rice
that's
and
whack.
beans might have hit.
Rice
and beans.
Nah, it's
Black
not-
Eyed Peas, listen, Black Eyed Peas probably would have been whack if y'all didn't make it.
That's true.
Did anybody ever ask you to change the name though? Did somebody ever like Black Eyed Peas?
No, because the idea of soul food is dope.
Yeah,
We feed the soul with our music.
Absolutely.
And you know, there was 2 groups that were out that was named after food, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm like, yo, they got and Smasher Pumpkins. I'm like, yo, they got food names, bro. Like Black Eyed Peas, bro.
Well, let's get into the joint right now. Let's get into it. You want to introduce it?
Yo, what's up? This is will.i.am.
Taboo.
And this is a new record that we got called East LA.
That's right. And we appreciate you guys for joining us, man.
So
Appreciate
Thank you guys.
so much.
Thank you for having us all the time.
It's
Seriously.
the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's get into it.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.